How's it going, everyone? Ben here, and today we're going to be changing the shifter cable bushings on my 2006 Toyota Corolla. So the stock bushings on my Corolla, they're a bit sloppy. The shifting doesn't feel the best, and it's a little bit rubbery. So I bought a kit from Monkey Wrench Racing, and it comes with 2 brass bushings and all the required hardware to replace. So we're going to be swapping that out, and hopefully it'll tighten things up a bit, and it'll make it feel less vague and rubbery going through the shifts. So without further ado, let's start it. So we're here inside the car, and I'm just going to run through a couple of the gears and kind of show you how it seems a little vague. I mean, it doesn't. There's a lot of play in it. It seems very sloppy going into gears, and I think first is kind of the worst of them, but hopefully we can tighten this up. So before we start working on the bushings, I read online, and I don't know if this is a requirement. It's not in the instructions, but a lot of people say to leave it in neutral and don't put it into gear, but I do have the e-brake pulled, and I'm just going to keep it in neutral just to be safe. So if you want to do that, go ahead. I would probably suggest it because a lot of other people said to.
So let's go over the tools you'll need. Some various flathead screwdrivers for prying off the old bushings. I have a long one I picked up at Harbor Freight that I used to hammer them off later in the video. A Dremel tool with a thin metal cutting disc to cut off the rusted bushings. This is needed for the rust belt, trust me. Some WD-40 or PB Blaster, some brake cleaner, and a Scotch-Brite pad or sandpaper to clean the bushing pins to ensure a clean connection.
Alright, so I went ahead and propped the hood up here, and I'm going to show you the location of the bushings. So they're in kind of like the back middle right side of the engine bay. And if I go down here and zoom in, you can see the location of them. So the first one is underneath that rusty washer right there with the cotter pin you can see. And the second one is to the left. You can see the cotter pin sticking out right down there. See it right there? Okay. So we're going to be replacing all the hardware, the cotter pin and the washer, as well as the rubber bushing. We're going to be swapping that out with the brass bushing supplied. So let's go ahead and remove the cotter pins and get those replaced.
So let's remove these pins. Before removing all the old hardware, I sprayed both bushings down with some WD-40 and PB Blaster to try to free up the rust welds. I was able to get the pins out, but as you can see, these washers are very rusty. If you live in the Rust Belt, this is going to be a bigger job than you think it is. I used various screwdrivers and a dead blow mount to free up the washers from the bushing pins. Be sure to not hit them too hard, as we don't want to bend the bushing pin arms. Now that the washers are off, I sprayed them down again with some PB Blaster and let them sit for a bit. I attempted to remove the old bushings with some vice grips, but they were not budging. These things were rust welded to these bushing pins. Off camera, I used my Dremel metal cutting wheel to cut off the bushing. This took a bit to get the right angle, but it worked well. Let's tackle the other one now. This bushing was a lot harder to cut than the other one. It was a very tight fit in here. I ended up cutting to the shaft just a little bit, but it did not interfere with the bushing fit. I decided not to replace these pins because it seemed like a bigger job than I wanted to tackle. Plus, these pins, even though they're a bit rusty, are still functional and the bushings fit on them just fine. Alright, both bushings are officially off. Let's go ahead and clean these up. I used some WD-40 and sprayed down these bushing pins and cleaned them up with a Scotch-Brite pad. Alright, so let's go over the parts. Included in the kit are 2 brass bushings, 2 replacement pins, and 2 retainer clips, as well as some lube to put on the pins. And as always, before starting projects like this, ensure that these parts are going to work for your car. Before we go ahead and install these bushings, let's go ahead and spray down these pins with some brake cleaner just to clean them off. To install them, per the instructions, we need to install the bushings into the metal cable ends first. You will need some pliers for this. Install the bushing with the flanged end towards the bottom of the pin so that the C-clips sit on top of the bushing. Apply a liberal amount of anti-seize grease to the pins to ensure they do not lock up. Go ahead and place the bushings on the bushing pins. Using the supplied hitch pins, install them through the bushing pin holes. Unfortunately, I dropped the second pin and lost it, of course, and had to use the old pin. Luckily, it was not rusted. We're all done.
Alright, so I just installed the bushings, and I'm just going to go ahead and run through all the gears just to make sure everything's good to go. Looks like every gear is shifting nicely. Cool. And reverse. Alright. So one thing I did read online too is that sometimes the reverse can be a little bit tricky to get into with these brass bushings since there's less give. So just something to look out for. But honestly, this feels great. It feels a lot more notchy. I mean, there's still a little bit of play, but it feels a lot more direct and less like I'm fighting to put it actually into the gear. It seems to just go straight in versus trying to mash it in like that. So another thing I want to do that I also purchased with the bushings is put a short throw shifter in here and kind of make it even more enjoyable to drive. So having a shorter throw and have it be a lot more smoother. So that will be in an upcoming video. I figure this could be kind of a two-part series for this to improve the shifting feel. So this is great. I will see you in the follow-up.
Alright, so I went ahead and took the Corolla for a test drive, and it feels great. Instantly you can feel that the shifts just go into place. There's no more, I mean, there's still a little bit of play, and I'm hoping that the short throw shifter will fix that just to tighten it up a bit, but it's a lot more direct. You don't have to fight to put it in to gear, and I feel like it's just a lot easier to shift. Now I did read online about then I think I mentioned it in the one segment right after I installed it, the reverse. Some people noted that it was a little harder to get into reverse just with the stiffness. I didn't notice too big of an increase of difficulty putting into reverse. It seemed fine. The biggest difference was first gear for me. It just goes right into gear now, and I'm really happy with the result, even though it kind of was a pain to get the old ones out. So definitely, if you are in the rust belt or susceptible to rust on your car, it's gonna be a bigger job than you expect it to be. So be sure to have a Dremel, something to cut the old bushings out, because you're probably gonna have to do it. So that's gonna be it for this, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna have the short throw shifter here soon. So I will be making that video and installing that. So I'm excited for that. So thanks for watching. I hope this helped you if you are gonna be doing the same thing. And yeah, have a good one.